Why do debit cards need a PIN? And why can you say it is a credit card to bypass that? Typically, when I make purchases with a debit card, I need to put in my PIN number to authorize the transaction, unless I click the green button to process it as a credit card. Processing as a credit card normally does not even require a signature, either. So what is the point of the PIN number? There are two different ways to process a card. Debit, EFT is one way, which allows for interesting things like cash out while paying. You avoid a trip to the ATM for withdrawing cash. Store can deposit their cash in the bank less often if customers take it off their hands. This requires a PIN. Credit is another way. It does not require a PIN. Instead, it has higher transaction fees as a sort of insurance against fraud. It used to require a signature, but that is increasingly optional. For legal reasons, in the US, stores have to offer both if you're using a debit card. In the US, if you use the PIN method, the retailer contacts your bank directly asking for the money to pay for transaction Y, and to authorize that transfer, you need to enter the account PIN number to prove you're authorized to use that account. If you chose the credit option, you're telling the retailer that Visa or MasterCard, whichever logo is on your debit card, will pay for the transaction. Then Visa or MasterCard goes to your bank and says account X needs to pay us back for using our money to complete transaction Y at this store. And by you using the debit in that way, you allow your bank to transfer money to Visa or MasterCard without your participation. The difference is in the networks. When a card is run as debit, it is processed over an interbank network that charges very low fees. Sometimes it's a flat fee. So, some places such as grocery stores provide cash back. The store charges more to your card, and the difference is given to you as cash, as a convenience service, because the fees are so low. Because of this capability, and because debit often involves the money leaving your account right away, and because the interbank debit network does not have the same protections as the name brand network, PIN is used for the user's protection. When a card is run as credit, it is run over the name brand network such as Visa or MasterCard. The fees are higher, and because it's run over the name brand network, the consumer protections are more extensive. Whether you are borrowing money, as in the case of a credit card, or whether that money leaves your account, as in the case of running a debit card, as credit happens on your bank side, and not the network side, signatures have always been a placebo. They can't prove that you signed the signature that they have, and they don't have a signature on file to compare it to. This is why they have mostly done away with them when processing cards with the chip. The chip is secure enough where they can be sure that the real card was present when the transaction was run, and not someone using a cloned card, or running the numbers manually. Keep in mind that this answer, as is the question, are both US-centric. Things are a bit different in other countries. For example, European credit cards often have a PIN as well. Debit card is using your money and credit card is using the bank's money. The bank wants you to spend as much as possible, because they are making a lot of money on the merchant fees every time you use your credit card. Removing the barrier for transactions makes them more money. The issue is also liability. If you spend your own money and need to get them back, it's your issue, and there is higher security for that. If you have a card and the PIN, the assumption is you did the transaction. With credit, it's their money and their problem. This depends entirely on what country you're in. In Australia, this isn't a thing. Debit, Master or Visa cards only need a PIN if spending a large amount. Otherwise, you can just tap away, no PIN required.
Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss our next exciting video.